going, guys? Ocala Park Ranger Seth here. Today we're here to tell you about our owls here at Heritage Nature Conservancy. So this is our most common owl that we frequently see. We play owl calls out here to try to get the owls to come in. This is a barred owl. It's the most common. It's named because of the bars on its chest. It's also known as a swamp owl, striped owl, hoot owl, rain owl, or rounded head owl. They have that famous call, which is the "Who cooks for you? Who cooks for you?" They get between 16 and 24 inches in length, and their wingspan is about 50 to 60 inches. These guys here at H&C will feed on the bats behind me and other mice and small mammals that are in our parks here. They'll even feed on some birds. It just depends on what they're in the mood for. Their clutch is only 2 to 3 eggs, so that's all they will lay per year. Next on our list is a barn owl. They have that monkey face. It's also known as a hissing owl. They're most rare, and one of its talents has a comb to groom the facial area. They eat rodents and insects. They may make a hissing / screeching sound. Their length is only 14 to 21 inches, so they're a little bit smaller than our barred owl. And their wingspan is 43 to 47 inches. And they have that dish-like face, which is super important because that's how they funnel sound in to be able to hear. These guys also eat rodents and insects, and they live in tree cavities, barns, abandoned buildings, and pretty much any dark area that they can find, such as crevices in trees and other fun areas. These guys can have 3 to 11 oval eggs, and they lay them about twice a year. One of my favorite owls is super tiny. This is an eastern screech owl. They're only 7 to 10 inches, and their wingspan's between 18 and 24 inches. They range throughout Florida, and their habitat is hardwood, swamps, pineland, groves, in urban and suburban areas. They're named screech owl for the sound that they make. It's a little screech. They're mostly frightened by other birds of prey because of the size, so they feel intimidated when there's other birds in the area. So when we try to do our owl and bat program, we will try to call these guys in first before calling in some of the other big owls, because if we tried to call in the big owls first, these guys will never come because they get too scared. This is Florida's smallest owl, and they have mates for life, so once they find the pair, that's who they're stuck with for the entire time. And they'll eat small insects, rodents, and reptiles. It's pretty much whatever they can get their talons on. They only lay between 2 and 5 round eggs. Another small owl that we have in Florida is the Burling owl. It received its name because they rely on some animals to help them survive, such as gopher tortoises or foxes. They need those burrows to survive. It's all the mammals that create holes, burrows, and the owls use those holes to nest in, and they need to have a depth between 1 and 3 feet. Their diet is insects, and especially dung beetles. That's their favorite thing to eat. They're found in grasslands, deserts, or any other open area with very low vegetation. These guys are seen out at the Ocala airport. We're very fortunate to have them out there, and they're very cool to see because you'll see them pop up out of the ground from time to time. And the pictures are actual size. They're only 8 to 11 inches in length, and they have a very small wingspan. It's only between 9 and 11 inches. They have 6 to 11 eggs per year. Last but not least is the biggest owl, which is a great horned owl. They're 18 to 25 inches in length. They're also known as the tiger owl or the hoot owl. They're colored for camouflage, and they have feathers on their feet, and they're second largest known to any owl after the snowy owl. So as far as Florida goes, this is our biggest owl that we have. They're between 18 and 25 inches in length. They have a wingspan between 36 and 60 inches. That's huge, and they're all the way throughout Florida. They live in forests, prairies, swamps, and marshes. So they'll take advantage of other birds of prey that have already made nests for them, and will take over the nest when it's abandoned, or even if there's stuff in it, they're not afraid to raid a nest. And they'll have one chick per year, often heard calling it dusk, and this is Florida's nocturnal hunter, and again, is the largest owl in Florida.